Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Lauren Nelson.
And I'm Dean O'Lawley. Today we're coming to you from the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum.
Such a sacred place and one of our most visited tourist spots here in Oklahoma as well. There are two parts to the museum. Perhaps the most familiar to many is the outdoor symbolic memorial along North 5th Street in front of where the Murrah building once stood. And inside there's an interactive museum that tells the story of April 19th, 1995. We'll show you around throughout the show.
Now the museum is open year-round, but so are Oklahoma State Parks.
And right now is a great time for you to get outside and discover Oklahoma.
Especially if you want to try something different, like archery, for example. Well, come with me now to Lake Eufaula State Park. Lake Eufaula, Oklahoma's largest lake, 102,000 surface acres, so there's plenty of room to have fun on the water, fishing and boating. But now there's a new way to have fun on land at Lake Eufaula State Park. You could call it a 3D archery course.
It was an idea I had. I'd seen one, I want to say it was somewhere in central Oklahoma at Trosper Park when I was a kid. And it's just an idea I've had in my head since then, you know, for years.
And now it's been put into place at the park.
It's like a mile-long hiking trail, and off the trail you have shooting lanes that vary from 15 yards up to 60 yards. And on each lane, you know, there's we have 3D deer, bear, hogs, raccoons, a bunch of different animals.
And since the archery course opened in October of 2015, it's become an extremely fun activity for families.
This is a great location. You know, it's fun because you get to start with the bags first, the traditional targets, and then you get to go down in the woods, and it's a lot different experience when you're shooting at just a regular target with a bullseye. But then when you go going down through the woods and see a deer, it gets a little exciting. You know it's a fake deer, but it's still different and exciting.
We all went through lots of practice at the top of the course, yours included, and that's when the smiles began. Even with a GoPro strapped on my head, getting ready to shoot with the help of one of the park's naturalists, Holly Lackey, was a lot of fun. And by the way, Holly and Assistant Park Manager Cliff are very good with a bow. But on a pretty day, to be with friends and family walking the course is an enjoyable and very relaxing experience.
Oh yeah, you know, we had all of our girls. We have 3 girls, and we had some extra girls with us, and it's a really fun activity because you get to go out and take turns, and you get to encourage each other shooting and get a little one-on-one time. That's, you know, you can't put a price on that.
Now, park officials only allow practice tips on the arrows, no broad tips or hunting tips, and the targets are made out of a high-density polyfoam. Now, the park does not rent or provide bows, but just hiking through the woods looking for those targets, well, it can keep you on your toes.
There was lots of different varieties of targets, and it was like out in the middle of the nature, and you should come and see it. It's really fun.
We got to go to a state park and we got to shoot bows and have a really fun time.
There's a little bit for everybody here. You know, we have the archery range, have Longhorn Loop, great fishing, some of the best crappie fishing in the nation, really. And for boating in the summer, and lots of great restaurants. So whatever you want, Lake Eufaula has it, really.
The 3D archery course costs $10 per person. To find out how to contact the park, head to our website, travelok.com, and click up top where it says State Parks.
You know, Lauren, it's been said that what happened here in Oklahoma City at the Murrah building defined what's known as the Oklahoma Standard.
And even decades later, state pride is still soaring. And if you're ready to show it off, Tiffany Tatro has an idea for us. She takes us to the Oklahoma Shirt Company and explains.
Oklahoma Shirt Company is the perfect place for anybody who's a fan of Oklahoma. They have unique shirts you won't find anywhere else.
From start to finish, nearly everything at the Oklahoma Shirt Company is made right here in Oklahoma.
We design everything and we print them. It's a lot of hard work and hustle, but we have a lot of fun doing it.
It's not just the shirts that are local, but also the creators.
It's really important to us to have those roots right here in Oklahoma, and we really, this is the place that we love, and so most of us grew up here.
It's those homegrown roots that help the creativity flow.
We just take different inspiration from different Oklahoma things across the state that we see, different Oklahoma icons, history, different things like that.
Creating designs like the OK shirt, the 1907 shirt, and the best-selling Okie Dokie shirt.
People love that. They just love that saying and that phrase. It reminds them of something, but also the design is just really fun. and something that a lot of people can wear.
But what really sets the Oklahoma Shirt Company apart is their Shirt of the Month Club.
So we produce a new Oklahoma themed t-shirt every month for Shirt of the Month subscribers. It's exclusively for them, and they get the opportunity to then wear their state pride, and they really love it. It creates a fun t-shirt community.
It has members across the Sooner State and beyond.
We ship all over the state to almost over 100 cities in Oklahoma, as well as to almost all 50 states nationwide.
And at just $10 a shirt, you really can't go wrong.
The price point of being $10 is really affordable, and they get a good quality t-shirt and something that they can wear that not everyone's going to have.
But it's not just about the shirts. It's also about the experience.
They're going to get a really personalized experience. When you come in and talk to somebody, chances are it's somebody that's had their hands on the shirt that's actually printing it or packaging it.
The staff is always happy to give you a tour of the facility.
Our production shop is open, and we welcome people to come through and see that process of the screen printing and what that looks like, everything that goes into that process. So people really love to see the hands-on nature that is that, and sometimes people will stop and ask us questions. We even had a family come in one time, and they were just curious, and they had young kids with them, and we allowed them to kind of get their hands dirty and get in there and print and show them the process, and it was really interesting for their family and for their kids.
Whether it's a shirt or a hat, for an adult or a child, the Oklahoma Shirt Company has something for everybody.
If you want to come out and pick up one of the shirts, Oklahoma Shirt Company is on Northeast 10th in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma City, Tiffany Tatro, Discover Oklahoma.
Of course, the Oklahoma Shirt Company encourages you to subscribe, but you can also shop past month's shirts online at their website, oklahomashirtcompany.com. Or if you're in the area, stop by their shop on Northeast 10th Street in Oklahoma City.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
Southern cuisine is basically what we have here.
A dream becomes reality in southwestern Oklahoma, and the result could be the best meal you've ever eaten.
Oh my, if the Lord would have showed us what all we would have, I'd have said, there's no way.
Plus the leather maker who started his business with a little faith.
We just don't make food and just put it on the plate. You know, we like to make sure that it's, you eat with your eyes first.
And a feast for all your senses. Where to find this hotspot coming up a little bit later right here on Discover Oklahoma. Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum.
A sacred spot where so many people come to remember every year.
From this very sacred spot, we're going to shift gears completely and try something a little simpler and learn something that you said was actually pretty sweet.
It's very sweet. Now, if you're headed to Southwest Oklahoma, you need to make a pit stop in my hometown of Lawton. The folks at Delaney's Sweet Tooth Confections can hook you up with lots of treats for your road trip.
Delaney's Sweet Tooth Confections is a triple threat when it comes to restaurants. Great food, delicious desserts, and home-like hospitality. Husband and wife duo Dietrich and Veronica opened the restaurant after being in the business for years.
We started in our home, and we built up a clientele, a Facebook advertising of just 11 followers at that time, with no media, no marketing, or nothing. We went out on faith. And it grew. It led a year after that. We went into a consulting office.
Dietrich worked in the food industry while Veronica worked in banking. And when Veronica was ready for a change, her husband was behind her 100%.
She worked for the bank industry for about 10 years. She was unhappy with the field that she was in, and she wanted to do something else. And with her artistic designs of cakes, that made her happy.
I've been baking since I was like 8 or 9. I used to make my friends' birthday cakes at school. It's just something I've always wanted to do. And I've done a whole bunch of different things, and I always just kind of came back to baking.
What started out as an in-home cake business has now grown to a full-fledged restaurant and bakery. Dietrich leads the way on the cafe cooking, while Veronica is busy with the baking.
Southern cuisine is basically what we have here. We do a lot of things as far as mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, our famous, if you want to call them, greens. Chicken, pork chops, we're going into grill.
Just about every customer we talked to raved about the catfish, including Isaiah Tate.
I love the catfish though, love it. Their lunch specials are always amazing.
And as much as Isaiah loves the catfish, he loves the desserts just as much.
There's nowhere in Lawton you can go and get the combination of the foods and the desserts and stuff like that. And that's another thing. When you come in here, they will have something new.
Veronica keeps several flavors of cupcakes in stock at all times, and you can find a variety of other sweet treats too.
Normally we try to have like between 9 to 12 different cupcakes. On Fridays we try to have more than that. We keep the pies, like whole pies out. We have pie slices, brownies, cookies. We do cake pops, we do donuts some days, cinnamon rolls other days. We try to make sure there's like a really, really good variety of everything.
And these cupcakes aren't just any old cupcakes.
So we try to make sure it's not a basic cupcakes. Maple bacon, which most people kind of get turned off of, but it's just pancakes and bacon. That's exactly what it tastes like. Strawberry cheesecake, we've got tiramisu, banana split, lemonade, Reese's, chocolate chip cookie dough, and it actually comes with like a little milk shooter.
And if you're in the market for a beautiful custom cake, Veronica's your girl. She's made everything from a toolbox full of tools to a Nintendo game console, all from cake. So come to Delaney's Sweet Tooth Confections for great food, desserts, and service.
It's good old home cooked food, and the desserts are just as good. And like I said, these people are great. They're really good people. So.
And when you love what you do, you put everything into it. And I think it tastes like we like what we do. So.
Delaney's is located at 2106 Northwest Fort Sill Boulevard. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
A vibrant and rich people who live every day in the traditions of their ancestors.
A must-see exhibit of Native American art in Oklahoma.
So if you want something that is authentic cowboy, you need to come to the shop.
Plus the shop that says you can't get more authentic than their Western creations.
The cream cheese ice cream and with the carrot cake, berries and cream, it's always good.
And save room for dessert at this restaurant. We'll take you there coming up a little bit later on Discover Oklahoma.
Oklahoma Today magazine brings you stunning photography and authentic award-winning stories of home from Oklahoma. The only magazine that covers the entire state, Oklahoma Today showcases what we love about Oklahoma, bringing to you the very best of its people, places, culture, history, and of course, its legendary food. This holiday season, give the gift of Oklahoma Today to family and friends for just $14.95. Visit tvoffer.oklahomatoday.com.
The Rhythm and Roots Music Trail is your front row seat to excitement. Hit the road to explore rock, blues, country, all of Oklahoma's rich music heritage. Order your free guide at travelok.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. We're looking around the interactive side of the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum.
This museum focuses on telling the story of April 19, 1995, a day that changed Oklahoma City forever.
But one thing that has always remained the same, Oklahoma's Western roots.
True, and there's a gentleman up in Bartlesville who's been catering to cowboy decor for decades. Jason Grubbs takes us to a place called Yoakum's.
Before you even hit the door of Yoakum's Custom Leather Saddlery and Cowboy Decor, you can smell that wonderful fragrant scent of those high-quality hides.
Is that called a basket weave?
Yeah.
This custom leather binder says it all, from saddles to sofas. If you can dream it, they can pretty much customize it.
You can decorate your house from the bathroom to the front room. And we can decorate your horse from the head to the tail.
Rick Yoakum and his wife Rhonda opened up their first shop in 1973. It was in the front of the family barn. It was also their senior year in high school.
And did it look like this? Not even close. For stuff to put on the shelf, we put leather samples. That was it. That was totally it.
Oh my, if the Lord would have showed us what all we would have, I'd have said, there's no way.
Today, you'll find custom saddles, wallets, belts, and bags. Every corner of this much, much bigger store is covered in craftsmanship, created by the Yoakums and their team.
I think it's the element of how can I make something that people 50 years from now will say, hey, that was a nice piece of work. I think that's the goal of any craftsman.
Briefcases, portfolios, binders. Now the mantle clock, every year for the Ben Johnson Memorial Roping, we make the saddle, but they also give this to the Oklahoma Cattlemen's. They induct them into a Hall of Fame.
You'll notice 2 colors of concrete floors inside the store. The red side is Rick's. He handles all the leather goods. The natural color of concrete flooring, well, that's all Rhonda's domain.
So if you get one of us guys and Rhonda doesn't happen to be here, you're pretty well hurt. But she does most of the buying, has an extraordinary taste.
There are really a lot of beautiful pieces in here. Art, furniture, rugs, blankets, all of it with a very distinctive style you'll find here at Yoakum's.
So if you want something that is authentic cowboy, you need to come to the shop. Or if you like the cowhide, the lodge look, that homey look, you need to come to Custom Leather in Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
I couldn't have said it better. In Bartlesville, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
And he's got his favorite tools that he uses.
Yoakum's Custom Leather is open 6 days a week and closed on Sundays. As it says on their website, they make everything from saddles to sofas. If you want to learn more, visit their website or give them a call.
From the cowboys in the Old West to the Native Americans, Oklahoma's history is rich. Darren Brown shows us where to see a piece of that on exhibit in Wewoka.
This 80-year-old building has a fantastic history. The first part of its life was spent as the Wewoka Community Hall. The second half of its life, up until now, as a Seminole Nation Museum. And it's celebrating this newest $150,000 renovation with a national traveling exhibit.
It was nearly 200 years ago that the Creeks, Choctaws, Chickasaws, Cherokees, and Seminoles were removed from their homelands in the southeastern United States to Indian Territory, now Oklahoma. Return from Exile offers a glimpse at what that means for members of these tribes through the eyes of contemporary southeastern Native artists.
We have stonework, we have metalwork as part of this show. It isn't just two-dimensional work. We have some beautiful sculptures. A little bit of every type of artistic expression can be found here.
Like this one, titled Intertribal by Muskogee Creek artist Tony Tiger.
And it speaks to the interconnectivity of Native Americans today and how so many of them, like Tony himself, who is Seminole, Muskogee Creek, and Sac and Fox, how natives today are interconnected, how they have backgrounds from different tribes, and how they have such a rich fabric in their heritage. This is a piece by Muskogee Creek artist Star Hardridge. It's Venetian plaster, and it has thousands and thousands of colorful daubs of oil paint on it. And in this piece, he's taking these southeastern designs that the elders used and using them to weave a fabric of those elders and their image as they trek from the southeast into the Indian Territory.
Return from Exile has made stops in Arkansas, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina. Wewoka is by far the smallest community it's traveled to and also the farthest west. Folks here believe it's only appropriate that it visits Oklahoma, as the state played a major role in the development of these artists and their art.
A vibrant and rich people who live every day in the traditions of their ancestors, but also are growing and evolving and making a new definition for what it means to be Native American.
In Wewoka, discovering Oklahoma, I'm Darren Brown.
The Return from Exile exhibit is on display at the Seminole National Museum through next Friday, April the 28th. The museum is in Wewoka, and their hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5. Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
Monday all day long is Kids Eat Free Day. So we take advantage of it with our 4 kids. Often.
The price is right and the food is fabulous. We'll show you where your family may want to have their next meal out when Discover Oklahoma continues.
The Oklahoma Travel Guide is filled with festive events and iconic attractions, outdoor wonders, and the hottest places to eat and stay. It's the perfect roadmap to unforgettable adventures. Order your free Oklahoma Travel Guide today at travelok.com.
Open 7 days a week, 365 days a year, Oklahoma's great state parks are stocked with summertime adventures. Suit up and cool off in a lake or river. Hike the trails, dig for treasures, tour the caverns, or settle in under the stars. Book your stay at a cozy state park cabin or lodge. Check in Sunday or Monday and get your 4th night absolutely free. Get all the details at travelok.com/spdeals and come see for yourself.
Map out your next adventure in the Oklahoma Outdoor Guide. Discover amazing natural treasures, cozy campsites, cabins and lodges, unforgettable activities, and more. It's all in the free Oklahoma Outdoor Guide. Get yours at travelok.com.
And the waving wheat.
It sure smells sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain.
We know we belong to the land. And the land belongs to his grind. And when we say,
we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
One last look at the outdoor beauty of the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum, an excellent place to bring the younger members of your family to share the story of the Alfred P. Murrah building with them. And before or after your visit, there are so many other neat things to do in the area.
And places to eat, of course. Right now we're going to head just a bit north of here, and Quinn Tran's going to show us what's cooking at Covell Park in Edmond.
Yeah. When Executive Chef Giovanni Monreal is in the kitchen, know that every dish is made to order.
We just don't make food and just put it on the plate. You know, we like to make sure that it's, you know, you eat with your eyes first.
Nam Nguyen opened Covell Park in 2015. He describes the food as Southern comfort with an Asian twist.
You can have variations of different dishes from, you know, Vietnamese to Chinese to Korean. My mom from time to time like, hey, what are you doing with this? This is not how it's supposed to be prepared. But after, you know, the finished product, she tastes it, and I got a 90% approval rating from her, so that's important.
Some of the top entrees, slow braised ribs, and shaken but not stirred beef.
Which I've heard is your favorite. It's a traditional dish, you know, of ours called balupla, but we put a little bit of different twist to it with the pickled cucumbers, pickled red onions with fresh tomatoes and everything like that. It's pan-seared tossed. It's a great dish. It's actually our most popular dish. One of our most popular appetizers are some mussels. What we do is it's a butter beurre blanc sauce. We mince a Chinese sausage. We toss it with the beurre blanc, and we toast our bread. I can put against anyone to say that it's probably the best mussels in the state of Oklahoma. And I'll let you try it later to see what you think.
This is really delicious. There are so many different things that make the food at Covell Park stand out. The flavors, the color, the presentation. There's something for everyone, even a hamburger.
Monday all day long is kids eat 3 days. So we take advantage of it with our 4 kids. Often it's comfort food for us. We love Asian food.
A dessert.
Oh, the best part is the dessert, yeah. The cream cheese ice cream, and with the carrot cake, berries and cream, it's always good.
Good, because it's all made from scratch.
We make our ice cream, fresh ice cream. We make our sauces, we make our ketchup, we make all our salad dressings. It's house made. From our sushi menu to our entrees to our cocktails, we have it all for you. You eat good, you live good, you know?
Covell Park is a very modern restaurant, making food look like art and blending cultures to create memorable meals. In North Edmond, Quinn Tran, Discover Oklahoma.
If you'd like to check out all kinds of great places to eat, you need to get a copy of the current issue of Oklahoma Today. The issue focuses on food, all kinds of restaurants all across the state. Pick up a copy on newsstands now or hop online to subscribe so you never miss an issue. The website is oklahomatoday.com.
A huge thank you to everyone here at the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museum for hosting us this week. This sacred site does an incredible job of sharing the story of the Murrah building, those inside on that fateful day, and the hundreds who came rushing in to help in the days, weeks, and even months after. It's an important chapter in Oklahoma's history, and we hope you and your family and friends plan a visit soon.
And coming up next Saturday on Discover Oklahoma, we're headed to my hometown of McAllister for some of the best food in southeastern Oklahoma.
And we're hitting up one of the hottest shops on Oklahoma City's Automobile Alley. It's all coming up next week right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.